it sounds so contemporary. It sounds as if it was just written currently, but it was written in 1949 for South Pacific by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein. And with all the craziness going on in the world, I try to be optimistic, like Shirley Temple said, "Don't you be a grumpy." And I would like to do that tonight, be sharing some positive vibes and happy songs. And I got a couple of tearjerkers too, but that's just for fun. So tonight I'll be sharing a lot of my favorite songs from the Great American Songbook. And the Great American Songbook is the canon of the most popular American tunes written in the 20th century for Broadway shows, Broadway theater, and Hollywood musical film. And I like to think of myself as a cockeyed optimist as well as a hopeful romantic. And speaking of romance, here's a romantic song about dancing by Irving Berlin. It was introduced by Fred Astaire, who sang it to the lovely Ginger Rogers when he was wooing her in the 1935 RKO film Top Hat. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. And I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. And I would I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing, when we're out and we're romancing, when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Isn't this snazzy? My girlfriend Mary gave this to me. Too bad it's not like my dress. Oh, and I wanted to mention, in case you all don't know, there is only one restroom and it's in the front. So feel free to go anytime you need to go. Hello, Sutter Urology, can you hold please? Too late now to forget your smile, the way we cling when we've danced a while. Too late now to forget and go on to someone new. Too late now to forget your voice, the way one word makes my heart rejoice. rejoice. Too late now to imagine myself away from you. All the things we've done together, I relive when we're apart. All the tender fun together stays on in my heart. How could I ever close the door and be the same as I was before? Darling, no, I can't anymore. It's too late now. All the things we've done together, I relive when we're apart. All the tender fun together stays on in my heart. How could I ever close the door and be the same as I was before? Darling, no, I can't anymore. It's too late now. That's a beautiful tune that was introduced by the lovely Jane Powell, who sang it to the equally lovely Peter Lawford in the 1951 MGM film Royal Wedding. That's the one where Fred Astaire was dancing on the ceiling. That song was written by Burton Lane and Alan J. Lerner, and this is another Burton Lane tune. And both of these were nominated for Oscars that they did not win, but they're still great tunes. This was introduced by Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney. Hey, let's put on a show from the 1941 MGM film Babes on Broadway. I like New York in June. How about you? I love a Gershwin tune. How about you? I love a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight and motor trips. How about you? I'm mad about good books, can't get my fill. And Cary Grant's looks, oh, they give me such a thrill. Holding hands in the movie show when all the lights are low. May not be new, but I like it. How about you? When a girl meets boy, life can be a joy. But the note they end on will depend on little pleasures they will share. So let us compare. I like Jack Benny's jokes to a degree. I love the common folks. That includes me. I love to window shop on Fifth Avenue. I like banana splits off the Ritz. How about you? I love to dream of fame. Maybe I'll shine. I'd love to see your name right there beside mine. I can see we're in harmony. It looks like we both agree on what to do, and I like it. I like it. I like it. How about you? So much. You know, when I go through trying to create a program, it's really hard because I know so many tunes, and then trying to get them down to a decent amount of time where it's not going to be hours and hours. But there's a lot to share. There's a bunch of good stuff. Like Marilyn Monroe said in Bus Stop, I'm so dry, I'm spitting cotton. I've got hot water in here. It'll have to do until I go home with sparkling wine. I've grown accustomed to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune he whistles night and noon. smiles, his frowns, his ups, his downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out, breathing in. I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I could always be that way again, and yet I've grown accustomed to his looks, accustomed to his voice, accustomed to his face. But I'm so used to hear him say good morning every day. His joys, his woes, his highs, his lows are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I'm very grateful he's a man and is so easy to forget. Rather like a habit one can always break, and yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to his face. Beautiful tune about It Never Says I Love You. It was introduced by Rex Harrison in the 1956 Broadway musical My Fair Lady by Lerner and Loewe. Both the musical and Rex got Tony Awards. And this tune was introduced by 20-year-old Julie Andrews in the same musical. I'm gonna need some water before that. Talk of stars burning above. If you're in love, show me. Tell me no dream is filled with desire. If you're on fire, show me. Here we are together in the middle of the night. Don't talk of spring, just hold me tight. Anyone who's ever been in love will tell you that this is no time for a chat. Haven't your lips long for my touch? Don't say how much, show me. Show me. Don't talk of love lasting through time. Make me no undying vow. Show me now. Sing me no song, read me no rhyme. Don't waste my time, show me. Don't talk of June, don't talk of fall. Don't talk at all, show me. Never do I ever want to hear another word. There isn't one I haven't heard. Here we are together in what ought to be a dream. Say one more word and I'll scream. Haven't your arms hungered for mine? Please don't explain. Show me, show me. Don't wait until wrinkles and lines pop out all over my brow. Show me now. Show me now. Show me now. Show me. Great tune about timing. I like that line. Don't wait until wrinkles and lines pop out all over my brow. Too late. Hold me close and hold me fast. The magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be la vie en rose. Des yeux qui font et les miens, et leur qui se bouche, leur bouche. Voilà l'apôtre sans retouche de l'homme auquel je pertiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me tend tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il m'a dit des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur, on n'est pas du monde dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, mon pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, elle longe sans un mot, mon cœur qui bat. The music was written by Lugi, is that how you say Lugi, with the lyrics by Edith Piaf, who made the song famous in 1946. I recently saw again the really cute movie called Something's Gotta Give with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton, and he sang that song during the closing credits. It was really sweet. Oh, you may have noticed that I have this thing for verses. A verse is the part of the song that follows the introduction, but it's before the chorus. In other words, it's the part where you go, well, I play it, and then you go, oh, before I go into the chorus. And this, unfortunately, has made me a verse junkie. So some dear friends of mine wrote a limerick many years ago that I'd like to share with you. It's called Not a Verse to a Verse. There was a fine chanteuse named Nancy who had an addictive fancy for songs with a verse, yet it wasn't a curse, for her fans cried, oh, that's so romancy. I liked it too. Well, now it's time for some lesser-known tunes, and by that I mean tunes that are written by Frank Lesser. Where's my drummer? Though he won his greatest fame as a composer-lyricist of such great Broadway musicals as Here Comes Charlie, Guys and Dolls, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He started his career as a lyricist at Paramount Studios in the 1930s in Hollywood. And here's a sampling. He worked with a lot of wonderful composers, and this is by Hoagy Carmichael. I let a pair of arms enslave me oft times before, but more than just a thrill you gave me, yes, more, much more. Guess what it is? Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly. That magic night we met and stole a kiss in the night, heart and soul. I begged to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before mine so strangely willing, but now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul, held all my heart and soul. This next tune was written by Frederick Hollander, the lyrics by Frank Lesser. And it was introduced by Marlene Dietrich in the 1939 film Pedestrian Rides Again. And Marlene wasn't sure about doing a Western. She had several years of being box office poison after working with Joseph von Sternberg ever since her career started in America and a little in Germany as well. And she box office poison, I had to look it up. Dietrich, Garbo, Katharine Hepburn, Joan Crawford, Jimmy Cagney, Henry Fonda, their movies were just not doing well at the box office. Isn't that amazing? So she thought, I'm going to do this Western. And she sang this song on top of a bar. How apropos. Go see what the boys in the back room will have. Tell them I'm having the same. Go see what the boys in the back room will have, and give them the poison they name. And when I die, don't spend my money on flowers and my picture in a frame. Just see what the boys in the back room will have. Tell them I sighed, and tell them I cried, and tell them I died of the same. And when I die, don't pay the preacher for speaking of my glory and my fame. Just see what the boys in the back room will have. Tell them I sighed, and tell them I cried, and tell them I died of the same. And when I die, don't buy a casket of silver with the candles all aflame. Just see what the boys in the back room will have. Tell them I sighed, and tell them I cried, and tell them I died of the same. Don't get me started on the Teutonic Titwilla from Blazing Saddles. These next two tunes are from Frank's 1950 Tony Award-winning Broadway show, Guys and Dolls. The first was introduced by Vivian Blaine, who originated the role of Miss Adelaide. And she also was Miss Adelaide in the 1959 film. And it's the only song I know that has the word streptococci in it. And the premise is Adelaide's been going with Nathan Detroit, and he just can't commit. And so she's starting to have allergy reactions, and she doesn't know what's going on. So she's got this book, and she's reading about why is she having all these respiratory issues. So here we go.
Shoo! It says here in this book, the average unmarried female, basically insecure, due to some long frustration, react with psychosomatic symptoms, difficult to endure, affecting the upper respiratory tract. In other words, just from waiting around for that plain little band of gold, a poison can develop a cold. You can spray her wherever you figure the streptococci work. You can give her a shot for whatever she's got, but it just won't work. If she's tired of getting that fisheye from the hotel clerk, a person can develop a cold. It says here, the female remaining single, just in the legal sense, shows a neurotic tendency. See note. Chronic organic syndromes, toxic or hypertense, involving the eye, the ear, the nose, and throat. In other words, just from wondering whether the wedding is on or off, a person can develop a cough. You can feed her all day with the vitamin A and the bromo fizz, but the medicine never gets anywhere near where the trouble is. She's getting a kind of a name for herself, and the name ain't his. A person can develop a cold. And furthermore, just from stalling the wedding trip, a person can develop la grippe. When they get on the train to Niagara, and she can hear church bells chime, the compartment is air conditioned, and the mood's sublime. Then they get up in Saratoga for the 14th time. A person can develop a grip, the post-nasal drip, with the wheezes and the sneezes and the sinus is really a pip from a lack of community property and a feeling she's getting too old. A person can develop a bad, bad cold.
That is so much fun to sing.
Streptococcus, mutual, I'm sure.
When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some dough. When you spot a John waiting out in the rain, chances are he's insane, as only a John can be for a Jane. When you meet a gent paying all kinds of rent for a flat that could flatten the Taj Mahal, call it sad, call it funny, but it's better than even money, that the guy's only doing it for some dough. On the other hand, when you see a dame taking pounds off her frame, you can bet she's reducing it for some guy. When you see a doll with her diamond and heart, chances are that rock has gone to restock some gentleman jock. When you see a mouse hurry out of her house and she runs 20 blocks for cigars and rye, call it dumb, call it clever, but you can get odds forever that the doll's only doing it for some guy, some guy, some guy. Doll's only doing it for some guy. Frank Lesser. Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mi mariposos, pero junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo de perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mi mariposos, pero junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte después. Que tengo miedo perderte después. Que tengo miedo perderte después. Spanish. okay? 1,500 days of Duolingo. Actually, yeah, 1,500, and then I started doing it during COVID. And then it got to where you were doing exercises like when I was a child, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to use when I was a child when I'm traveling. So I switched to French, because I had French in high school, and then the next thing is going to be Italian. But then I thought it might be fun to learn Vietnamese so that I could talk to the gals in the nail salon. I just got my nails done yesterday. I kind of look like Ida Lupino, Jungle Red. And I keep thinking I'm doing the glissandos, but there's no red on the piano, so I'll probably never get it off. Anyway, that song was written in 1932 by Mexican songwriter Consuelo Velázquez. And according to Wikipedia, yeah, I looked at Wikipedia too, but I've got lots of books. It said that it was recognized in 1999 as the most recorded and covered song in Spanish of all time. Who knew? I didn't know that. Well, as they say on Monty Python, now for something completely different. And speaking of Monty Python, I noticed today in the paper that John Cleese is 85 today. Wow. I know. Jeez. Can't buy me love, love. Can't buy me love. Buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. I'll give you all I've got to give if you say you love me too. I may not have a lot to give, but what I got I'll give to you. Well, I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love, can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so, can't buy me love. No, no, no. Tell you don't need no diamond ring, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of thing that money just can't buy. Well, I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love, can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so, can't buy me love. No, no, no. Say you don't need no diamond ring, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things that money just can't buy. Well, I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love, can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love. That was by John Lennon and Paul McCartney from A Hard Day's Night back in 1964. Do you realize that that's 60 years ago? How did that happen? I'm having a really nice time. I hope you are too. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to do 2 more songs, and then it'll be about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll be back. Thank you so much for coming and for supporting the YMCA. I'd like to end with 2 tunes that were introduced by Fred Astaire. You've heard of Deadheads? Well, I'm a Fredhead. I just love Fred Astaire. And he was in a class by himself, literally. Both of these songs are from the 1936 RKO film Swing Time. And this first one won the Oscar for its composers, Jerome Kern and Dorothy Fields. And in the scene, I love this scene in the movie, Fred goes to Ginger's apartment. They have a date. Well, she's not ready yet. She's in the bathroom washing her hair in the sink. You know, we don't do that anymore, but she did it then. So he sits at the piano. He starts playing this song, and she is so moved by the beauty of the song, she forgets she's way she looks. She walks into the room, and her hair is artfully styled with lather, like they did in 1936. And anyway, it's a very sweet tune. Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, but you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheek so soft. Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you just the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. In the same film, Fred played a professional dancer, and when he first meets Ginger, he meets her on the street, and he follows her, and she's a dance instructor in the studio, and he's trying to hit on her, and she's not showing any interest, and he's flopping around on the floor, or on the dance floor, and she says to him, "You're never going to be a dancer." Well, her boss overhears her saying that, so the boss fires her. And Fred says to the guy, "Oh, no, you got it all wrong. Look what she taught me." And then they do this incredible dance, and Ginger is just, "Oh." So here's the song, and here's the verse. You hear it in the movie, but in the sheet music, they don't have the verse. I had to learn the verse from the movie. Go figure. Oh, and it's a song about optimism. Another song about optimism. I like that. Please, teacher, teach me something. Nice teacher, teach me something. I'm as awkward as a camel. That's not the worst. My 2 feet haven't met yet, but I'll keep teacher's pet yet, 'cause I'm gonna learn to dance or burst. Nothing's impossible, I have found, but when my chin is on the ground, I pick myself up, dust myself off, start all over again. Don't lose your confidence if you slip. Be grateful for a pleasant trip, and pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. Work like a soul inspired till the battle of the day is won. You may be sick and tired, but you'll be a man, my son. Will you remember the famous men who had to fall to rise again? So take a deep breath, pick yourself up, start all over again. I'll get some self-assurance if your endurance is great. I'll learn by easy stages if you're courageous and wait. To feel the strength I want to, I must hold on to your hand. Maybe by the time I'm 50, I'll get up and do a nifty. Work like a soul inspired till the battle of the day is won. You may be sick and tired, but you'll be a man, my son. Will you remember the famous men who had to fall to rise again? So take a deep breath, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. Thank you so much. I'll be back.